Black J-Hova. And as you can tell from my mood right now, I am pretty disappointed at this point. You know, the only two good things right now is one, the Atlanta Braves are at least trying to hold on to a wild card spot at this point right now, and two, the NFL season is about to really fully kick off here in a few hours. But I just had to do this little report here because right now I'm in mourning for the Big Ten at this point. Combined with Wisconsin's loss to LSU, this yesterday, oh god, this past Saturday's performances with Ohio State, Michigan, just to name the first few, were just god awful. I I mean, I like the Big Ten and everything, and I, I was hoping at least Ohio State, Michigan State would be competing for to try and get in the playoff this year. And at this point, I don't know. I just don't know at this point. Now, granted, with Ohio State, without Bryson Miller, I knew it wasn't a matter of if they lose. I knew they were going to lose some point. Just when. I just did not see it coming with Virginia Tech. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing against Virginia Tech, but my God, the offensive line was just giving it, giving up those tackles and sacks like crazy, and I was like, God, that was just and especially at home. I mean, my God, that was just horrible. Then, like I said, Michigan State losing to Oregon. I mean, like I felt Michigan State had it. They was there for like the first half, and then second half, Oregon played like Oregon, and I'm like, ugh, my God. I felt Michigan State defense was going to be at least good enough to handle Oregon's speed and everything, but they just could not. Ugh. And and then to add things on, Notre Dame just spanking Michigan. My God. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was nice to see Michigan lose, but the way they lost, my Michigan hasn't even been shut out since what 80 since the 80s, and I'm like, God, that just doesn't happen. Ugh. Oh, and oh yeah, I had to, I was at to mention this one. Nebraska had to escape against McNeese State. My God, I was like, I did fear that McNeese State was like this close to having a shot at being world beaters. They were this close. And I'm like, wow. Yeah, I know. I am like, see, you can tell I am like completely and really disappointed from yesterday's games, and I'm just, and it's like, and I think in the problem, and the reason, and especially the reason why all these games stood out was because, I mean, most of the other top competitors played pretty much a lot of easy games yesterday, and which I felt that was kind of insulting too. When I was just I will say this, I was even a little surprised that Florida State didn't really handle the Citadel all that well. I mean, most of the other teams I saw that played such cupcake opponents, I mean, most of them spanked them out. Heck, even Florida even spanked out their opponent. I'm like, good lord. But the Big Ten is down this year. Let's just face it. It's gonna be a long season for the Big Ten, and let's just see how the rest of the college football world's gonna look out. Because right now it's looking like the Pac-12 is looking good. The ACC is now going to be looking up a bit now. Although I think Florida State's about to be dropping. I feel Florida State's gonna fall to number 2 in the rankings by Monday. and I think Oregon's now going to rise up to the number 1 spot. Alabama will probably might be able to hold their number 2 spot because at least they really expect their opponent. But like I said, my real feeling is just how disappointing the Big Ten was after yesterday. Just laughing at me, I'm like recovering from a cold right now, but still, that was just disappointing at the very least yesterday. So, but but like I said, at least the good thing is NFL season is about to be kicking off here, fully kicking off shortly. And oh wow, even I was surprised at the result of Thursday game between Green Bay and Seattle. I'm like, eh, Seattle proved their defense is really, really good. I mean, they handled Aaron Rodgers and Eddie Lacy easily. It was just wow. Another note. I had another thing. Although I was also shocked about yesterday, the upsets in the U.S. Open tennis matches. I was like Federer and Djokovic both getting eliminated. I'm like, holy cow, that was just shocking. So I'm gonna have to wonder how well this is gonna turn out because I mean I knew Federer towards the end of his career, but still with also Djokovic and unfortunately Nadal didn't even compete this year due to injury, but still this is just wow. I'm completely in shock about yesterday's results of the U.S. Open. I was just so yeah, let me just I am gonna take a few minutes to talk about the FIBA World Cup since it's already in the middle of the round of 16. First of all, congrats to the USA beating border rival Mexico. That was a good job for them. Also, I still have to admit I'm really surprised with Greece right now. Especially they did beat Argentina in the last game, and I believe they were undefeated going into the round of 16. So who knows? I don't know because Greece, I know Greece has some talent as in basketball, but we'll have to see how this goes because I want to see how far Greece can go. Although I don't think they can, they definitely can beat the U.S. I really doubt they'll even beat Spain if they had to play one of them. But let's just see how far this Greek team can go. I want to see how far they can go. That's gonna be interesting. Dominican Republic, I was hoping they could at least get to the quarterfinals, but nope. They lost to Slovenia, which is the U.S. is going to have to play next on Tuesday. So I will have I'll going to continue to report on that by then. The French team advancing against Croatia. I knew it was going to be kind of a close game, but still, the French team, they have some good talent. They have a few good NBA players on there as well. Yeah, especially considering the French team is led by Nicolas Batum and Boris Diaw. I mean, they're really good players in the NBA. So I'm not surprised. So the French got at least some good talent there. I'll give them that. And then of course the Spanish being up on Senegal. Nah, that's not much of a surprise there. So, but and also the one game to really keep an eye on: Brazil Argentina. Now I know both teams seem to struggle getting into their at least. I figured Argentina was at least gonna have a better squad, but I guess without Manu Ginobili, not as good as not as good as they used to be, but still. That's probably going to be the most interesting game out of today's matchups is between Brazil, Argentina, other than Greece and I believe Serbia. So I'm also even though I'm gonna be watching football today, I'm also gonna keep an eye on the rest of the World Cup. And also gonna be keeping an eye on the WNBA finals that start today. Hey, like I said, I'm looking forward to this matchup between Elena Deladon and Brittany Griner. This is gonna be a really interesting WNBA finals. So I'm looking forward to go all the way to 5, and we'll see how that goes. So we'll just see how all this basketball goes on. Have plenty of basketball to follow during the football, so let's see how this goes. So until next time, catch y'all later.